Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Good morning, Amy, Bill, Jay Linder, Kevin Stone, Lauren, Martina, Ron. Welcome in. Good morning, guys. I'm feeling much, much better this week. Not as horrible as last week. How's everybody else doing today? I hate the transition into fall. Fall absolutely is my favorite season, but I hate the transition from summer to fall. I think that's when everybody gets sick the most and all the germs and yeah. But anyways, let's give everybody a little bit of time to log in, get comfortable, and then let's go. Let's get this party started. It looks like it's shaping out to be a kind of day that I would like. So I'm kind of excited. I'm looking forward to it. I like the action that we're getting today in pre-market. I don't know what the cause is though, which is always concerning. I mean, usually the market's been such a news related mover. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know why the market's moving to the craziest amount that it is. I do know that the 10-year treasury is at its highest in 16 years today in the morning. So that might be a cause for concern. Also, TLT is pretty darn low right now. So that might be a cause for concern also. So there we go. And it's gapping down. So I think when this thing gaps down, the markets kind of gap down with it. Well, the markets go down with it. So yeah, there's a couple of things going on out there that are looking a little bit droopy and concerny. If there is a specific ticker you'd like to take a look at, I would absolutely love to go over it with you. Put it in YouTube, guys, and I will definitely circle back to you guys. Lots of banks are not having a good day. Like Bank of America, I was looking at it earlier. JP Morgan, just not having a good day. Bank of America, actually, if you look at it on a weekly chart, guys, it's really not bad to sell a put. If you're more of an advanced options trader, somewhere in the 22, 23 range, it wouldn't be a bad idea to sell a put. It's just, let me just make sure where the SMAs are. Just want to make sure it's not, oh, they were so far up. Okay, never mind. All right. Yeah, it's at a good level of support. We've had 3 pretty big weeks of selling. We might get a dead cat bounce. This is not the kind of play I chase though. I mean, you know, I would like to short it over here much rather than to sell puts over here. So that's the kind of play that I like to chase, but it's at a decent level. I mean, it's got great support. Next level is around 23, 2270-ish. And then from then on, it's just free fall to 18. So check it out. See if there's any decent premium. Might be able to get lucky. Lucian says, hello all. Hello, Lucian. How are you? Let's look at NEO. Somebody put that in the chat pane. Let's look at NEO for you guys. I'm surprised NEO's gapping down like this. Okay, cool. All right, well, retest gap. I like the region where it's gapping. I would say sell the rip at open, so as soon as we get some buying come in, I would go short. I don't like that there's so much support, but I mean, I'm game. I could go short this any day. It's completely within my rules and it falls under everything I like. So yeah, I like where it's gapping down to. I would wait till some sort of buying comes in till 870 and then sell the rip from there, which is only like 20 cents away. So it's not that bad. Jay Linder says, Airbnb, your favorite stock, looks good. Let's go check it out. For those of you in YouTube that don't know what I do, I actually am in the hotel business other than trading. So Airbnb is my nemesis stock. Oh man, this is good. This is looking good. I saw this documentary on Amazon, and this is just to be this is just to be revengeful, I guess. Not nice to Airbnb, but it was just the Airbnb horrors. I don't know if you guys have seen that documentary. It's pretty cool. Supports my thesis and my business. But anyway, so Airbnb, I like this gap and go, beautiful gap and go. I love this reversal that's happening right now. I think the next stop on Airbnb, I want to go look at the weekly chart just in case there's something. Yeah, we're gapping down to the 20 EMA. I'm not sure what happens here. I am really not sure what happens below here. I would say maybe 123 is our next stop. For a day trade, though, I don't think we're getting there today. That's a little too much. For a day trade, I would target to about 128.50. So let's go plan this out. So, well, here's what my plan is on this guy. We'll see if there's any buying coming in. Okay, because as you can see, there's support down here. This is, I believe, the 100 SMA on the daily. And then, sorry, it feels like everybody needs me in the morning. All right, so this is the 100 SMA on the daily, which is at 130.50. So this is a potential area where it could bounce, right? The weekly SMA is also at 128.50. So that is another potential area that it can bounce at. Now, because we're so close to that, what I feel we should do is wait for that bounce up and then sell the rip. Again, this is a gap and go, so I don't know if we're going to get that bounce anyways. But if we do get that bounce, I think that could be wonderful. I really think that could be wonderful. So let's see if I'm going to set an alert around 135 level and crossing up, and we'll make it 135 even. So, if it goes up a little bit and then gives us a chance to roll over, I think we'll have a better risk to reward scenario. Because from 135 with my stop above here, I can make, decent money. I can make 1.2 Rs. But if it's here and I have to kind of sort of plan for taking profits here, then I don't know if I'd be able to do good. So yeah, but I like this gap down a lot. This is a pretty beautiful gap down. Let's add Airbnb to the list. And we will look at some of the other. So I've been looking, somebody said AMD earlier. I've been looking at a lot of the chip tickers. MU is another one that's gapping down pretty, that's doing somewhat of I guess it'll be a pretty fun day trading ticker, right? SOXS is the bear ETF. So I really like this guy, bullish if we can take out the high of this 1146, so of this candle. So let's put an alert over here also, which I think it's going to be really easy right at open. So if you're, it's more like you shorting AMD or going long this. They both mean the same exact thing. So any chip sector, if you're shorting that, you could go long this, and it would mean the same exact thing. So this is something that I am definitely looking out for. I really, really, really like this play for today. So let's keep an eye out for today on this guy. MU also has a decent gap down. So as you can see, I truly, guys, lately I've been in love with doji candles, especially if they're doji candles at 10 EMAs. Really. So this has been a pretty good looking candle. We're gapping down below, and I feel like there's an easy ride down on MU. I really like this ticker for a day trade today. So let's see if we can get some buying come in at open, maybe around 67.50-ish, and then look for that rollover. That's the only way I would like to trade it. I wouldn't do it any other way. Let's go check out AMD also. I was also looking at NVIDIA, and I don't know what's going on with NVIDIA. NVIDIA is just the strongest one out there. It's just got a lot of throttle. I don't know what's going on out there. AMD is also a gap and go, technically a gap and go, not technically, not really. We're gapping down below this body, and here's this little tiny wick. And so I would think that AMD goes down a little bit lower. I think in the next few days we'll know where AMD is going, whether we're going higher or lower. But we've been in this little motion for so long, this little trend line for so long, and we're at the top of the trend line. I wouldn't be opposed to shorting AMD again at open. Now, all of this feels like it's too easy to go short today, right? On days like that, I feel like something's just about to shake us. When everything's gapping down like this, I feel like it just feels too easy. When something feels too easy, be cautious. So, don't have 4 open trades at open. Wait patiently and see what the Qs and SPY does, and then take more risk, I guess. That's just how I like to play it. All right, let's go look at the Qs real quick. The Qs are also a gap and go. So that to me is the Qs are at this decision point, like, are we going to inverse head and shoulders here? Or are we going to just fall and make a new low? I would honestly, if you ask me for the next couple of days, I would honestly love a few more sideways dancing kind of days and then roll over, because then we can get a much bigger rollover versus a rollover right now. We don't really have too many bulls trapped. Everybody and their mom knows we're going lower, right? I mean, everybody thinks we're going much, much lower. So there's not that many bulls trapped. But if we kind of went a little bit higher, created a bear flag, and then rolled over, there'd be a lot more bulls trapped. And then we could go down a little bit more. I want to show you guys something on the weekly, though. Let's check out the SMAs on the weekly. No. Wait. The daily. Okay, yes, it was the daily. I thought it was the weekly for some reason. I don't know why, but okay. The daily were below the 100 on the daily. We tried yesterday and almost kind of ended up as tweezer tops, not exactly tweezer tops, but almost. And today we're gapping down as a gap and go. That to me, guys, does not scream bullish. It just doesn't look very bullish. It would have been a different story if today we were gapping up above this guy. Gapping below, above and below moving averages, especially the larger ones, on these indices, Qs and SPY, I think with a gap up, we can recover weakness and strength really easily before the markets open, so pre-market action. But once the markets open and we see these weaknesses kind of seep in, it's really difficult for us to recover the 100 again. So today on the Qs, I'm going to be keeping a close eye at this. I think, by the way, it has to be my favorite gap down on anything for a day trade today. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this. We are at a decent support level. See if we get any buying come in. But if we get a bear 10 EMA at open, I'm going to take it. And I'm not going to be afraid of this trade then. Now, that could be on NQ or the Qs. Either one, doesn't matter. We could play it either way. I see some comments. Give me 1 second, guys. WMG. Okay, we'll check that out also. Let's go look at SPY real quick before we go to that. And SPY also indecision, gapping down below. If I was going short SPY today, 419 would be my target. 419.20 is my target. I really like this gap down on the markets today. It's looking pretty decent. I mean, I don't know if you can sense the excitement in my voice, but it's there. I'm excited. These guys are definitely my favorite gap downs. Yeah, SPY has room to go down today. Let's see if we get a big bear candle today. I think it'd be interesting to see what kind of candle we end up with today. And guys, keep in mind, this was also, somewhat of a gap down kind of day. And I mean, not exactly, but there we go. And we still ended up as a pretty big, decent hammer. So just because we're gapping down doesn't mean we can continue down. These are, I mean, on any other ticker, if these weren't Qs and SPY, on any other ticker, I'd be so excited. I'd be jumping all over to short this thing. But because they're Q and SPY, I'm kind of sort of being cautious. I like Qs and SPY, actually, as a matter of fact, both of them to go short off of. So we'll see. At open, if I get a 10 EMA, I'll take it. All right, let's go look at WMG. Check it out. Warner Music Group, huh? Whoa. What happened here? This is a pretty decent gap up above this bear candle. This would be more like a swing trading ticker. I don't know what the volume looks like over here, but yeah, I like this gap up. Who asked for that? Lauren, how do you like always come up with these beautiful tickers? How? So we're gapping up into resistance. Lately, gap ups have not been, so gapping goes to the bull side, especially when the markets are bearish, have not been doing too good. Let me show you coin from the other day. So if you remember coin, I mean, it was so promising and then it didn't go, but this is looking pretty good. WMG is not the same exact story as coin, but I mean, you know, like coin the other day, it looks so good, so promising, and then it didn't work out. Today, I think there's that trial against SBF person. And so I'm pretty sure the coin's gonna just be in the news a lot more and be affected, I guess, indirectly. So, but yeah, I like the WBM. Oh, hold on. Wait, hold on. What ticker was it? WMG. I like that one a lot more for a day trade to the bullish direction. Yeah, I like this. We're gapping up above here. I mean, if this was a swing trade, I'd target 34. Because it's a day trade, I'm not sure where exactly my target should be. But I mean, regardless, I would say, you know, if we dip, buy the dip. If not, this is one of those potential tickers that you could just be in right now, pre-market. Just go ahead and check it out and see what happens there. All right, good morning guys from YouTube. Let me go check out OIH. Let me look at some of the YouTube tickers really quickly. OIH. All right, the oil ETFs. There's not a great gap, but I mean, we can see this beautiful double top right now that's happening. That looks good. It's gapping down below the 10 EMA on the weekly. There's not much in the way. Down to the bear side. Yeah, I like it. I'd like it if it was a gap of some sort. So I'd like it if it was below here, but I mean, hey, it's still weak. Maybe on a day like this, we should go look at the smaller time frames, you know, see if we can get some buying come in. So see, when we look at the smaller time frames, we know there's a little bit of support. And I prefer to look at the smaller time frames when there's not enough gaps or there's not enough directions out there. I like this guy to the long side and the short side, both ways today. So to the long side, I would play it up to 343.50. And to the short side, once it gets there, I would play it down again. So I feel like this double bottom is going to withhold and then continue up to retest this area and then roll over. So that's what I would plan on. And if we take out this double bottom, then I would go short off of that. So yeah, that's how I would play it. Let's go check out MKC. You guys are throwing in all sorts of tickers. Let's go check that out real quick. McCormick. So Jeremy has this rule about not shorting food companies. And I 100% agree with that. This is a pretty nasty gap down though. It's a retest gap. Hold on, is this because they got paid dividends today? Dividends are on Friday. Okay, cool. So it's a retest gap. It is at support. So I wouldn't go short right at open, guys. I would want to see some buying coming in. So yeah, I mean, long is the way to go, believe it or not. It kind of makes me smile a little bit thinking, oh, I'm going to go long here, but really it's at a decent level of support. I actually really like this ticker. If the markets shift wins, this is a pretty decent gap, you know, gap down that could go up, that could fade. So I like this ticker for fading actually. So by fading, I mean going long, opposite direction of the gap. So yeah, And then once it reaches here, we can see what happens. But it's, I mean, as we can see, it's not, it doesn't move as much. Range wise, it probably moves like $1.50 to $1.20. So yeah, I like this to the upside a little bit more than to the downside. Let's go see what else. TSM and Apple. Let's go check that out. TSM is a beautiful gap and go. The chip sector, I'm not sure what's going on with the chip sector. All in all, something's up, and I'm sure there's news out there. I'm just not well aware of it. Well researched, well read. But yeah, everything, all of the chip sector except for NVIDIA, because it has to be a hero all the times. I don't know why NVIDIA always has to be the hero, but yeah, it's gapping down. I really like this area where it's gapping down to. I feel like we could certainly pull back down all the way down to 84.14. I just like this gap and go. Now it's gonna, if this is news related, it's gonna do whatever everybody else does. So, you know, keep an eye out for some of these tickers. As a matter of fact, I would much rather do something different than, for example, NVIDIA is doing something different than the broader market, right? So I'd rather go chase that than to have all of the same exact setups like AMD, TSM, SOXL, SOXS. It's just it just seems a little bit fishy. I'm not sure what's going on, but I like this gap down a lot. So how about this? We could set up a short below here. This is a pretty decent level to go short off of, right? And on a smaller time frame, I would target maybe this as a decent target level. So 85.37. I would do something like this. Yeah, I kind of like something like this. Or we could pick an entry somewhere over here, because this is a lot of, I mean, granted it's pre-market, but this is a lot of bear candles in a row. See if some buying comes in at open and then short the rip. I mean, the direction has to be bearish, right? It's the gap is saying it's bearish. It's, you know, we've got, hold on, we've got lots of bulls trapped. So maybe on a 1 minute or 3 minute chart, if we get one green candle right at open, the first green candle right at open, we go short below that. I will add TSM also to my list, and we will be day trading that also today in the room, and then see where it goes. Let's go check out Apple. For YouTube land. Apple is, you know, so I was short this thing and I was convinced, I'm like, we're gonna go lower, we're gonna go to 165, and we did, we went quite close to it. We just didn't go exactly to my target, but I closed out on this day, really, I'm not kidding, I closed out on this day or at 168 something, and I got in short on this day. So just following the 10 EMA, I guess. So, I mean, I didn't really make a lot of money on it, but still, it was a pretty decent trade. Apple is doing just, you know, I mean, it's midway. It's not doing anything crazy. Apple's got a lot of support down here. It's weak, I'll tell you that. It's weak. It's not very strong. It doesn't look very strong. There's a double top here. It looks like we just retested the double top and we're rolling over. There's also a head and shoulders here. It looks like we're retesting that head and shoulders and rolling over. I would not want to short Apple today if it's an inside candle. I would want to short it below this green candle down to this level, 166. Now, again, we're asking Apple to do a lot, right? I mean, that's a lot of points on Apple. That's like what, 7 points? So don't be surprised if it doesn't move at all and it just becomes a dud. It's just one of those things that, I mean, it's gonna pull back, I don't know how quickly it's going to happen. Like, do we get a candle like this, or do we just stay on a weekly rut with smaller candles like these? And if you ask me, honestly, I think Apple's just going to be a small candle kind of day today. Unless the overall markets just decide to put in a huge candle, then Apple will follow suit. But if it does, I would go short below below the low of yesterday, and target 166.34, or even, take a massive chunk off at 168 and then see if we can pull down a little bit more. That's how I'd play it. Yeah. But if I had to pick, I mean, there's so much more out there, like AMD. I really like TSM, MKC, all of these things. So if I had to pick one specific thing, I would pick something else rather than Apple. Google is also a news-driven ticker. I like, somebody says something, hold on. Fiverr. Oh my God, I haven't looked at Fiverr in like a year. It's been a while. All right. Google, a news-driven ticker. I wanted to set up this short. I'm not in it yet, but I think I might just be able to get a better entry in this. So depending on where the candle closes today, I would really like it if we take out the low of this candle. I don't think that's going to happen today. It's very news driven. I don't think that's going to happen at all. But if it does, I'd want to go short Google with a swing trade target off the gap fill. That's how I'd play it. Nothing else, nothing crazy. Let's go look at Fiverr for Lorne. Ooh, this is a beautiful gap and go also. All the way up to the 20 EMA. Yeah, I could see it. Do we have earning? What happened here? Because Fiverr usually is not a very news-driven ticker. And we have divergence a little bit. Well, not really. I mean, they made equal low and this guy made a lower low. Interesting. I mean, Lauren, you know exactly how to play this. Long at open, even long at pre-market, I'd be game for that, and target over here. So something like this. But I'll also, there's a lot of tickers that we could be trading today. I mean, it's a decent 1.2 1 hour kind of trade. There we go. See if we dip a little tiny bit at open, buy the dip, and then hope we go long till the 20 EMA. That's exactly how I'd play it. Yeah, I don't know. There's lots of beautiful gaps down and up. So be careful with what you pick. If it was a bullish stance, if markets decide to go bullish, I like MKC for a fade. I also like Google for a long if it's bullish. NVIDIA is also extremely strong for a bullish play. If it's a bearish kind of day, then all the chip sector, MU, TSM, AMD, all of them are extremely bearish. Keep an eye on Tesla. Tesla is also, I know our time's coming up, but Tesla is also, guys, I mean, this was a daily 100. No, so the daily 100's here, the weekly, the daily 50 is at 250. So yesterday we just kind of went and touched it. Now we're gapping down below it. The daily 100 is at 242, but the weekly 100 is right here. And we're kind of sort of gapping down below. I mean, I don't know how great the bulls are going to feel about that. We really, really, really need to close this weekly candle this week above the 100. Only then I feel like Tesla will glide smoothly over earnings onto new highs. But otherwise, I mean, if we start to let go of these areas, Tesla's got a lot of room. It could come down all the way to 200. Easily, and still be a bull flag. It's not going to zero, but it's got a lot of room to come down, and it's kind of sort of juggling with that weekly 100 right now. So just be careful. But Tesla's also a pretty decent gap. It's an inside candle. It's not a gap down per se, but if the markets decide to give up gains and go bearish, I think Tesla would be one of those candidates that could have a beautiful, beautiful move down all the way to 243. All right, y'all. It was it was great hanging out with you in YouTube land. Good luck trading out there. Send me some of the charts on Twitter. Post tag RLT and see what kind of trades you take. I'd love to see it. I love to see what you guys end up with.